Not everybody can afford to own their own Stradivarius violin, and that's why I'm here. No, not because I'm trying to sell you one. As I have traveled around the world for over 30 years, one of the questions that parents, grandparents, aunts, and uncles ask me on a very regular basis is this: where can I get a good, reasonable, quality instrument for my son, daughter, grandchild, or niece or nephew? I haven't been in the market for a violin in nearly 30 years because that's how long I've had mine. And so that started me thinking, what if we could offer a line of quality violins that anybody could afford? And so I began to travel to different places. I went to stores, music conventions, I went online, and then I tried dozens of violins. And we came up with a signature series, a Jamie George signature series line of 4 violins. 4 different instruments, all at reasonable prices and great quality. And I'd like to share with you a little bit about each one of these so that you can decide what is the best violin to get for your son, daughter, grandchild, niece, or nephew. I'd like to introduce to you the Isabel, the first of our 4 violins. This violin is named after my mother, so this is very special. She was the one that recognized that I had a musical talent. She's the one that took me to violin lessons and forced me to practice every day for 15 years. So you see, it is very appropriate that we name this violin after her. I started playing Jesus Loves Me This I Know like this. But after just a few days of practicing and a lot of her encouragement, it started to sound good. So whether you start practicing Mary Had a Little Lamb, or screech a little at the beginning just like me, this violin is the one that will help you begin to develop a good sound, the Isabel. For an introductory instrument, this is a remarkable violin. Why? Because this is European maple wood, and it has been aged for over 5 years. So the painstaking detail that they have gone into to make this a good violin is exciting, making it a quality instrument. Our violin comes with a custom package, a case, Jamie George synthetic gut pearl-on strings, a cleaning cloth, and also a special rosin. I'd like to introduce to you our second violin in our series. I call this the L. This is named after my wife. Look at this gorgeous wood. Look at the finish and the work on it. Why did I call it the L? Well, because it reminds me of the beauty of the sound, the sweet and mellow tone that comes from it, and yet the strength that you will hear, the L. I'd like to share with you our third violin in our series, the Faurot. And you're probably going to ask yourself, where did that name come from? Well, very simply, this violin is named after my violin teacher, Cyrus Faurot. He's really the only teacher I've ever had in the United States. I was very fortunate that when I was 10 years old and my family arrived in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, he took me on a scholarship. He is one of the finest violinists I know. He said to me, a violinist is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. He encouraged me to practice hours and hours a day so that I could one day be able to share my talent with others to make this world a better place. The wood for this violin is brought by a couple that travel thousands of miles across Europe to get the best wood possible. You can hear grace, strength, beauty, and power in the Faurot violin. just played for you an excerpt of my favorite violin concerto, the Beethoven Violin Concerto. And I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce to you the fourth and last violin in our series, the Oistrakh. I grew up listening to this violin concerto, played by one of the greatest violinists of all time, David Oistrakh. And it turns out that David Oistrakh was my violin teacher's violin teacher. And so this violin is named after him. This is truly a magnificent instrument of exceptional quality and sound. I am thrilled to share this and all of the other violins to you in our Jamie George Signature Series. And now I'd like to do a short demonstration for you of the quality of the sound, the mellowness, the beauty, the tonal excellence of each one of these violins, the Isabelle, the Elle, the Faurot, and the Oistrakh. For more information and to invest in one of these quality violins, please visit jamiegeorge.com or go to the link appearing on your screen for all of the details, as well as information about our accessories.